Why hello there, this is your good Thomas Friend 74, and what you see here is something that I don't think many fans of Plarail probably knew this ever existed, but it does. This is a type of series called Plarail half-scale series. Now what you're seeing here is actually not proper sized Plarail. It's actually a lot more smaller than this. So you can see a size comparison between this box to this. It's a lot smaller. So, and these come in their own separate parts. They always come like this, though there are some sets out there that do have, and small track packs. So, what you're seeing here is the Yamanote Line Commuter 205 class, the one I got here. And these are all divided into separate parts, the front, middle, and back coach. I'll take a look at one of the boxes here. So, this is the Commuter 205 class. Let's see. And that right there is a giant layout, but of course that's the small scale. You can see that this is a collaboration of Taito. It's made in China, prize only, 2006. There's the full-scale train of Plarail, I think. So, I'll open one of these. I'm going to have to open it like this, with this. So, I'll get to this shortly. But each of these come in these little packs here. So, now I'll take out the other rest. Now, here it is. This is the entirety of this half-scale Plarail Commuter 205 class right here. And when we take a look around this model, Plarail and Taito actually really did an amazing job rendering this model, as they copied everything from the exact same size Plarail into a smaller scale, and the coupling is exactly the same as well. I'm actually very impressed with this model. How small they can actually manage to be. And it actually made it fantastic. It actually looks like the actual Plarail size, normal Plarail size model. Of course, like I said, this is a smaller scale version of the typical train. You see, that's the C12. You see, that's a bit of a size comparison. Yeah, you can see it is small. So yeah, you can see why this was probably only meant for like prizes and stuff. At first I thought it was like get from claw machines, but now I don't think that's really the case. It might be something else. Again, information about the Plarail half-scale series is really scarce. But you can see the amount of detail on this smaller scale is amazing. We can look at the top view. You can see it's still amazing, and this was indeed supposed to be rendering the front coach because it had like the switch inside, but obviously there's just no way they can fit in a motor in and make this thing motorized, even a AAA battery or an N battery, because the motor probably also wouldn't fit here as well. So even if they have put in an N-sized battery, it still would not work. So this half-scale series is always pushed along. And there's the bottom chassis parts, and they just say made in China, and that's really it. But all around, it's a very interesting model, and I'm actually quite surprised and amazed at how Plarail and Taito reduced the size to a miniature size Plarail engine. So this one right here you're seeing is the track system, and again, this is copied exactly like from the original Plarail series. it's actually very small. Again, it's the curve and small half-straight track. The packs always have at least one curved track and two half-straight track. These packs always have this. Of course, there also are some exceptions to this. Now, as we take this comparison to the normal Plarail track, again, that's the normal size, and this is the half scale. Again, it's still a big difference from this to work with this. Put this on the track. But yeah, again, from a small scale, they did amazingly, rendering everything perfect from a normal size Plarail, which is of course motorized. Of course, these are unable to be motorized. However, I think these are also compatible with the Plarail Wind-Up series, which is another series of Plarail which most are familiar with. And I think these will run perfectly on wind-up track, but wind-up trains won't run half-scale track because of the separation of the wheels. It's probably not that much good. Now, I will be going over this list, but I actually have the list on a wall right over there. This, what you see here, is the official list for the Plarail half-scale series. There's nothing on the back of this. It's just blank. So this is the side I will always show. This is Volume 1. I'm not too sure what type of series this was. I think it's either 3, 4, not too sure. Again, information about this is very scarce. And mainly because this was made in 2006. But this was, of course, the series started a year before. That's the one I got here. The Commuter 205 class. There's also the Nozomi 300 and 700 class Shinkansens. There's also the D51, the E4 Max, the EF66, and the Track Pack with the same contents as when I got here. And of course, this shows you that this is a smaller scale version. And of course, I don't know Japanese, but I think this is like maybe like a pullback one. Not too sure. And of course, some new ones coming very shortly. That's the Royal Star 700 class, 800 class Shinkansen. Well, these two are new. This one isn't. But very nice little checklist. It's kind of like how they did for the Plarail Wind-Up series. How they managed to get these into small-scale versions and make some type of series out of themselves. And half-scale also did the same thing as well. Well, of course, since these aren't motorized, again, you have to push these along on the track. Unfortunately, the one I got here is not even enough. So, of course they made some... Taito and Plarail did make their best to make small versions of other tracks, like they did the points and, of course, the bridge as well, into small-scale versions of half-scale. But then again, there's not much to talk about because information about this is very scarce. And this is, of course, the first time ever getting the Plarail half-scale series. I don't know if I'm ever going to get another one, and I'm probably gonna get other versions of Plarail, just one models of different type of Plarail. Of course, there are other versions of Plarail. Obviously, the first one is just the normal size Plarail, motorized ones, which y'all always are familiar with. And of course, Plarail wind-ups, which I've already mentioned in the video, which are wind-up. And of course, there are motorized wind-ups, which I do want to at least get at least one of those models. There's also Plarail Advance, which was kind of a failed concept, but I do want to get at least my hands on one of those soon. And there's also Pocket Plarail, which I do think there are some people that know Pocket Plarail, but not half-scale Plarail. I think this one is the one that not much information was on this model, on these versions of half scales. And that's kind of disappointing because this is indeed a fantastic renderation of a very small one. In fact, I think by far, by comparison to a normal Plarail, I think this takes the cake of being the smallest Plarail engine to exist. As it was like a collaboration. And, well, Plarail Wind-Ups eventually came later on. As, like, it's very small, of course. But I need to get some of those models so I can do a size comparison from the biggest to smallest. I need to get some of those models. And that's it. That's all I gotta say about Plarail Advance. About this half-scale series. And again, there's not much to talk about this because mainly information is just not there yet. Because I just really think that Plarail did an amazing job of reducing the size of this, and I did an amazing job, even though it was a collaboration of Taito. Well, that's going to make up this video, so thank you all for watching!